injections. Okay, so now again cotton and this is injections. There is an intersection between both of them. So this is again a positive statement, and as we know, we make them based on the primary diagram itself. So this is true. So even conclusion 2 is done. Now we are left with conclusion 3 and conclusion 4. Now let's come to conclusion 3. What is it? Bandages is the conclusion 3. So okay, now let's check. This is injections and this is bandage. Some part is already there in the injection. Some part of bandages, that is this complete part, is inside the injection. So this statement also becomes true. And as we know, this is a positive statement again, and this is true. We only discuss this based on the primary diagram. So till now, is it clear? Is it clear? Try to be in the session. This is mostly regarding revision. So if you have any doubts, you are free to ask. Right, let's go to conclusion 4 then. That is, no medicine is a cotton. Now let's first check it by remove this. So what does it say? No medicine is a cotton. Now this is cotton, both of them. So this is true based on primary diagram. But from the flowchart, we know that this is a negative statement. Okay, so what do? We check the contradictory or opposite statement. Contradictory statement. What is it? That is, some medicine are cotton. Okay, so let's bring this primary diagram here. Okay, so we have to make some changes to this diagram such that all the statements that are there before, that is this, some cotton are bandages and some bandages, all bandages are injections, and all of these statements should be true. So we have to try changing this in this way. Let's say I'll just increase this. Okay, and then I'll move this to over here, and I now made sure that all the statements that were there before, that is, some cottons are bandages and all bandages that are injections and some injections are medicines, all the statements that were there before, I have made sure they are true. So now this is the second statement. Okay, so now what do we get? Since this is the contradictory statement, we proved the contradictory statement with the help of secondary diagram. So if we have proved that the contradictory statement is true, then no medicine is a cotton should be false, right? So till now, is it clear to everyone? Okay, now as we have discussed in the previous class, just check conclusion 1 and conclusion 4. These are both opposite statements. Conclusion 1 and conclusion 4. So now, since both of them are opposite statements and we so at least one of them has to be true. So in this case, we use either or. So the answer for this either 1 or 4 follows. 2 comma 3 follows. Try. As I have said, puzzles you will be given questions directly based on the passage that is given, and sometimes you will have to just try doing some part of the configuration. So don't try doing the complete configuration for the puzzles. Okay, so is this question is Z? Then what is the 576? Is this question discussed before? Can someone respond, please? Okay, so after this problem, so can all of you try this problem first? So I'll start doing it. If 676 is Z, what is 576 related to? Okay, Chandra Teja, I'll explain. Are you talking about syllogisms itself or any other topic? Okay, flowchart. I haven't explained much on it. I have directly solved the problems. So don't worry, I'll just explain the theory regarding it. And this was already discussed before regarding syllogisms. I'll explain it. I am going one by one. The visual reasoning topic. I'm. Don't worry. We still have time. Okay. So answer for this is X, as many of you has done. So what is this? This is the value of Z, that is the in numbers, we take it as 26. That is, it is a 26th letter. So now, what is 676? It is 26 square. It is 26 square. This is 26 square, and Z is 26, the number of the alphabet that is there. So check, what is 576 for? Now 576 is 24 square. So the 24th letter of the alphabet is X. So the answer for this question is X. Okay, so is it clear? Okay, so I'll start. First, you'll be given a triangle with this shape, and then the triangle will be turned down. Okay, flowcharts, I'll explain the topic. You won't be asked questions on flowchart, but it is better to learn this. So a flowchart contains three common types. That is, one is the rectangle or the square that is there, and the second is the diamond, and the third is the arrows. These are the, like, you'll be asked questions like, and arrows. These are the most common that you are going to see. So this is used to carry information regarding a process. This is a, as I have mentioned, this is a rectangle, and used to carry information regarding a process. So, and now we have this diamond. This is the diamond. So diamond is used to check the condition, check any condition given. Like, as you have seen yesterday, we have solved some questions on flowchart. There was a diamond with a if condition, where we check if it goes to true or not. Okay, so this is the use of diamond, and the arrows indicate the process flow, how it flows, like how it is going to go based on each. This is the process flow. So okay, I'll be giving a short break. After this, we'll discuss visual reasoning. So these are the most common flowcharts, flowchart symbols that you are going to see. So is it clear to the one who has asked regarding the flowcharts? Okay, so after this, I'll be giving a 10-minute break now. We'll start visual reasoning after this. Please have the break. And even the visual reasoning, you'll see questions like Sudokus, Sudoku, where you will be given different alphabets, and then you'll be given some places where the alphabets are, and you have to find at some position they are going to be placed. So you have to try this method. Like first check the difference between them, and the if the difference is not same, try checking the difference between them, and the if the difference is same, try checking the difference between them again. Like you will get 100 and 180. So what I suggest you to do is first check the differences between them. That is 14, 30, 52, and 80. So we have to practice the next that is over here. After this, as I have mentioned, this is a pattern of n cube minus n square. This is the pattern of n cube minus n square. So for these kind of questions, if you try checking the cubes and all of that, it might sometimes also take time to get to the final logic of it. So I suggest you to just try this method. Like first check the difference between them, and if the difference is not same, try checking the difference between them again. Like you will get 14, 30, 52, and 80. So the difference is 16 over here, and then 22, and then we have 28. So you can see a common pattern that there is the difference has been constant. That is here it is 6 and here it is 6. So try adding 6 more. It will come to 34, and then you add this 34 to 80. That is it becomes 114. So this difference has to be between these two numbers. So if you add 114 to this number, that will be the number that we are searching for. You can even try like it, this value will be same as 7 cube minus 7 square, that is 294. So I suggest you to try this logic because it is a bit easy compared to trying cubes and squares. Okay, is this clear? Okay, so in these kind of questions, you will be given like, uh, as I have mentioned before, 4, 18, 48, and 100. You will be first checking the difference between them. That is, you will have 14 over here. Let me delete this. So let's just check what is the difference over here. The difference here is 14. Okay. And then the difference here is 30. And then the difference here is 52. And now again, the difference here is 80. So now what I suggest you can't find any common logic with this, like the difference is not same or anything. So sometimes there might be a pattern where the difference between again the terms that you have got, that is 14, 30, that might form a pattern. Like you can check if the differences might form a pattern. So what I did is I took the difference between these two. So this is 16, and next we have 22, and next we have 28 over here. The question was, what was the term that was over here that is being given of this sort? So now we have to find what is the next term that is going to come. So what I suggest, why I suggest this method is because you don't have to remember all the cubes and squares. So, and now, as I have said, there is a pattern forming over here. That is 16, 22 is plus 6. That is here you are having a plus 6 pattern. And even here it is plus 6. So for the next term too, it has to be plus 6. So if I add plus 6 to 28, it will be 34. So now after this is 80, and the difference between this term and the term that is going to come over here has to be 34. So that term will have 80 plus 34 is 111, and this term must have a difference of 114. So finally we find that the answer has to be 294. So this difference, we'll first find the first set of differences. This is the first set of difference. That is given based on the given terms, we find what is the difference. Now we later go to the second set of difference. That is, we check what is the difference between the terms that we have found before. Like this is what we have found: 40, 30, 14, 30, 52, 80, and 114. We find this difference between them. That is 16, 22, 28, and 34. And at last, we found that at the third set of difference, we found that all of them are common. That is 16, 22, 28, and 34. So this is the third set of difference. Okay, so I have shared questions yesterday. Any questions or anything you have found issue with the key? So I'm ready to discuss. Please share the image of it. I have shared some questions on syllogisms yesterday. If someone has tried practicing it, or if they found any issue with the key, or even flowchart questions, we have discussed some of them, and I have shown the image later. So even that. Okay, so syllogisms. Actually, I have taken a lot of time to teach this, but as I have mentioned, it you become good with practice, and try checking the flowchart. I'll show the theory. Like if I have to discuss again, it is going to take a lot of time. What questions you want me to explain, Srikar? The question that I have discussed before, this is a n cube minus n square pattern. N cube minus n square, where n starts from 2. This is 2 cube minus 2 square. This is 3 cube minus 3 square. And this is 4 cube minus 4 square, and so on. So for these kind of questions, it will be hard sometimes for us to you to get to this logic at the end. So what I suggest is first try finding going to move. So you have to check in what way it is moving and try finding the pattern. Okay, so someone has shared some question. So these kind of questions you'll not be asked in Accenture exam. So don't worry. But anyway, I'll explain this. So as they have mentioned, the first question is what is the, we'll first type down what is there, the text. That is in 2015. In 2015, it was 50. And in 2016, it is 80. And in 2017, it is 100. In 2018, it is 120. In 2019, it is 150. These are in million tons. So they have just asked what is the percentage growth from 2015 to 2018. So for this percentage growth, you will be using the formula like in 2018, what is it? 120. 120 minus, in 2015 it is 50, by the initial value, that is we are going from 2015 to 2018. So in 2015 it was 70, and this is twice. So this will be 70. 120 minus 50 is 70 into 2. So the answer for the first one is 140 percentage. Or the multiplication between them. So the toughness depends. Sometimes they might even go tougher. As I have mentioned, the common will be the difference and the product itself. They won't go much, like 2, 3, 5, 7. And then what will be the next term? You have to understand that they, all of them are primes. So yeah, the next number has to be 11. So and then the next question says, what is the ratio of exports in the year 2016 to 2019? Ratio just means that you have to divide both of them. 2016 is 80 and 2019 is 150. So it is 80 by 150. That is 8 is to 15. The second question. This is the second question. Second question. Okay. So and what does it say? The third one says the ratio of monthly incomes of. Okay, seventh one is a different question. So this is how you solve these kind of questions. Divided by 50 is because you are asked by what percentage growth in quantity. Like let's say you are initially at 50. You are initially at 50. and but finally you're being at 120. So you're asked by what percentage you're increasing this so that you're reaching 120. From 50 to 120, you're going to reach in like 4 years or something. So for this question, you have to, there is one more method, like you check by what product that you have to multiply this to reach 120. So 50 into, it will be like 2.4 or something. Okay, so this you can write as 1 plus 1.4. So initially it was 50, that is this one represents it was initially at 50. So you're adding a 1.4 times the 50 to reach the 120 that is over here. So you're adding a 1.4 times 1.4 times the initial one. So it represents the same as 140%. You need this 50. This is the same as this because I have just used this multiplication over here. This is the same as this. You get this 50 because we are first taking this 120. We are subtracting this 50, that is this one over here. And we are dividing by 50 to find what is the percentage. We got 1.4 over here. That is what will be the final percentage for this question. Okay, there are some questions from some guys. Yes, differences and products will be more than enough. As I have mentioned, the chats will not be asked to you, so don't worry about these histograms and these questions. There are no questions based on this in Accenture, so don't waste your time on this. And there are some more questions that are asked. 113, 226, 678. Okay, let's try some. Odd one out questions. It is like you will be given four options, and you'll be, even then it will be similar. Like out of four, three of them will be the same, and the one will be different. So only one of the question will be tough in it. Like you'll be given the English meanings of some of the terms, and you'll have to find which of the term gives the different meaning. The others will be like you'll be given let's say crops, let's say maize, rice, and one more crop, and then the fourth one will be a dog. You'll have to find what is the odd one out of this. So it won't be of much tough even them. As I have mentioned, the tough questions that you might feel will be syllogisms and the puzzles itself. Number series are also possible. Like as I have mentioned before, you find the pattern between them. Now let's say I'll show one example. That is 2, 3, 5, 7, and let's say I have written 12 and then 13. So as you can see, 2, 3, 5, 7, 13 are all prime numbers, and the 12 is the only odd one out that is over here. So these kind of questions you will be given. Which one do you want me to explain again? The chat. Present one. That is this the one you are saying you want me to explain again? The bar graph. Okay. So have you all learned about profit and loss? You might have done problems on profit percentage and these kind of questions. So in that, what will be the formula for profit percentage? Profit percentage will be the selling price minus cost price divided by cost price into 100. What was what you might have learned in profit. So I am using the same formula over here. That is, I am initially taking, let's say this is 2019 is this 2018. It will be the selling price, that is 120, minus the initial one will be 50. By 50 into 100 will give us by what percentage it has grown. As you know, what does profit indicate? It indicates that by what percentage or by what amount of the initial substance that is there, we have got some profit. So this is even similar to that, because the question says by what percentage there is a growth. A profit is similar to growth. So as I have mentioned, you will first take the final that is there over here, that is 120 minus 50 that is there before, that is in 2015, and we divided it by 2015%, that is what is the amount that is there in 2015, and we find the percentage. This is how we have solved this problem. Is it clear to the one who has asked regarding the graph? Okay, so there is one question which asked minus 6, 14, 36, 98. Okay. So this is the question that is given. Twenty, 22. Is is the question correct? Minus 6, 14, or is it? Let me just check. This is minus 6. This pattern will be 20, and here it is 22, and here it is 60. So okay, I have got this. This question, there is a small issue with the question. That is, the first one isn't minus 6, it is plus 6. It is plus 6. So there might be some issue or something regarding that. So we can write 6 as 1 plus 2 plus 3. And then next 14 as 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. And next 36 is 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube. And similarly, 98 is 4 cube. Sorry, 1 to the power 4 plus 2 to the power 4 plus 3 to the power 4. 116. Okay, so now we have to find what is 1 to the power 5 plus 2 to the power 5 plus 3 to the power 5. If we find this, it is 1 plus 2 to the power 5 is 32 plus 3 to the power 5 is 243. This is going to 243 plus 32 is 275, and then it is going to be 276. So this, there is, as I have mentioned, there is some issue with the question, that is in minus 6, it is plus 6. Like as I have mentioned, I have been practicing these patterns from before. So sometimes you have to check even this sum or squares, as I have mentioned, n cube plus n square or even that kind of thing. I have solved this before, so I know what is the pattern is. Even I might have struggled if I have seen this question first time. So don't worry, you won't be given this stuff of a question. 36 into 8. No, no, no. You should have a perfect pattern. The pattern that you are saying, that is 36 into 8, this isn't universal. Like you are checking the first and third term and you are checking the second and fourth. But then you have to check, you are taking the alternate terms, then it has to only follow for the first four terms. Then the next four terms should have a different pattern. The logic that you are saying, that is 36 into 8, that can't be taken here. Okay, so one more question that is there is regarding 127, 131. Okay, let's check what this question is. One 27. Okay, let's check what's the difference first. We'll go one by one. This is 4, and here the difference is 8. So let's leave this term for now. No, we don't know what this is. We have to find what this term is. This is 4, this is 8, and we don't know this. And then this is 6, and this is 6. Logic for this one. So 139, and here this is 6, 6. Okay. So here we don't know what this term is. So 4, 8, and then this is 6. This is 6. 3 plus 2, 5. So I don't know. Okay, so as I have mentioned, sometimes even I am going to get struggled with the uh, patterns. So these are all prime numbers. So these are all prime numbers that are there over here. So now after 139, the prime number that is going to come is going to come over here. That is 147 will be the answer for this. These are all prime numbers. Okay, so there was one more question that was asked. Okay, sorry, even this isn't the prime number case because 137, there is 137 missing over here, 127, and then 131 is there. And then there is 137 missing over here. So I think there is some issue with the question itself, because 141 or even 147 is also not the prime, because it has a factor of 3. It is divided by 3. And even coming to 141 is also divided by 3. So there is only 149 that is there between these two, but there is no common pattern also in this. There is, as I have mentioned, in between 131 and 139, there is a 137 prime number also missing between them. 137 is also a prime number. So the plus 4 plus 8 things that you are suggesting, that can't be. 143 is divided by 11. Please check. It is not a prime number. The plus 4 plus 8 and everything that you are suggesting, that doesn't work. Okay, so what you guys are saying is 488 and again 4. This is 8 and then 4. Okay, this logic can be taken, that is 488 and again plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 4. So this can be taken because we are at least getting some kind of logic that we can show between these two numbers. So it will be 147. The answer will be 147 for this. Sorry. As we can see, there is 4, and between these two 4s there is a common difference between them, and again we can see between these two 4s there is again a common difference. So good for those who had thought of this logic. As I have mentioned, sometimes it might take time to get to the final logic. First we have thought it is a prime number logic. Even that is wrong, because there are numbers missing between them. That is 137 is also a prime number. It is missing over here. So we can't go with the prime number logic at this point. Okay, as I have mentioned, we found the difference between them. That is, we don't know. And also these kind of questions, you have to use the help of options too. If it is directly given this way and you have to find the answer, it will be very hard. So as I have mentioned before, check the options. If the options were given, then it will be easy for you guys to find some kind of logic. So this, as I have mentioned, we have first found the differences 4, 8, 6, 6, and again 4. So the logic that some of your friends have told us that if we take 8 over here, that is this term becomes 147. So this then shows us small meaningful logic, that is two fours. In between two fours there is a common difference, that is here again. In between two fours there is again a common difference, that is 6 and 6. So this logic is valid. You have to make sure you find a logic where there is at least of some reasoning, that you have to give some reasoning to why you have taken this logic. Okay, so what was the other question? Yes, option verifications. What I suggest the best for series, if you find anything issue, or if you are given something in middle that is missing, try substituting one by one. Find if there is a pattern that is coming easily instead of going and trying to do the complete logic again. So what was the next question that was asked in series, or maybe the ones that I have shared yesterday? Can someone share it in the chat, please? Any more questions? Any more questions or anything from the questions that we have done yesterday, or any theory? I'll explain syllogisms. Don't worry, to the ones who have been asking about it. I'll just give a brief summary of everything on syllogisms. As I have mentioned, if you try practicing it, yes, please share. Don't. No, as in Accenture, we can't do anything about it. Sometimes there might even be wrongs with the question. Like I have seen some questions, or you might have seen there in puzzles too. Sometimes the statements won't be sufficient for you to find the answers to. So what you try to do is just first check the question. Like in one of the questions that I have seen, there is something related to a programming language. In that, the data wasn't sufficient. So I suggest in that kind of situation, please check the answer or the options, or even the question. Sometimes the question also gives you the valuable information. Yes, trial and error, it is good, but sometimes even using trial and error, you can't find a very good logic. So the options, check one by one and check if there is some logic coming between them, and use that option for. So there is some of your friend asking me questions. Yes, from the options you can try doing the trial and error. It's good. Okay, so one of the question was this. Okay, this was a question. So let's just go one by one. That is, we check the difference. This is 29. The difference is 29. And then over here, the difference is 31. And then here it is 37. And here it is 41. So the common logic that you can find for this is all of them are prime numbers and they are going in order. So the next prime number that is there is 43. So using 43, the answer for this is 260. Okay, is it clear to the one who has asked regarding this? The difference is a prime number and they are forming a set. They are coming one by one. So 29, 31, and then it is 37. Next 41, 43 has to be the next one. And if you are going next, you have to use the next prime number that is there. Okay, so next there are some of your friends has shared this. Okay. Okay. Sai Kiran, the questions that you have shared, I yes, sometimes there will be questions that are repeating. The reason why I have asked you to take the screenshots and the reason I have mentioned the theory is because even if there are two or three new questions, you should be able to solve it. These are the repeated questions itself, the reason why we have discussed it in the class. And as I have mentioned, syllogisms, there will be sometimes coming the new questions. That is the reason I have stressed more on the topic for a long amount of time. The others, you will be mostly getting repeated conclusions and these kind of the implicit statements. Okay, so Sai Kiran, the question that you have shared in question 8, the option is there. It is either one or two, and either three or four follows. It is the option is there in that. So is that what was your issue with that one? Sai Kiran. Sai Kiran, as I have mentioned, this question number 8, there is issue with the options. The answer is either one or two, and either three or four follows. Because both of them are negative statements, and based on it, we find both of them are coming as false. So was that what was your question? So any more questions? Okay, so there was one more question. Okay, there was one question shared by one of your friends. So let's just okay. So this is the product logic. So let's just check this is into 3. 226 into 3 gives you 678, and 678 into 4 gives you 2712. So now if you have either get into 2 and into 1 over here. So for that, this question mark term also becomes 113. Okay, so what I have done is I have first took 226 and then 678. From 226 to 678, it is multiplied by 3. And then from 678 to 2712, it is so we have to multiply it with 4. So we can see the multiplication is following a pattern, that is 3 and then followed by 4. So what I have done is I have taken into 1 and into 2 and checked what will be the term that is coming, and I have found that the logic is correct. So the term that is missing over here is again 113. Is it clear to the one who has asked this question? Okay, so there is one more question that was there. So I'll be trying it now. So this was one more series that one of your friend has asked me. Now let's go one by one. As before, we'll first find what is the difference for this. Okay, 63. No, no. Product logic doesn't work for this one. So we'll try checking what is the difference that is coming. So 12 and 36, the difference is 24. And then 36 and 50, it is 44. And then 80 and 150, it is 70. As I have mentioned, this is the first set of difference. Now let's check the difference between these terms. This is 14 and then this is 20 and then this is 26. So now you can see in the second set of difference they are following some kind of pattern. That is plus 6. They are again following a pattern of plus 6 over here. That is plus 6 and here plus 6. So now we have to find what will be the next term in the second set of difference. So if we add plus 6 over here, it will be 32. So 32 will be over here. Now from second set to we go to the first set, we add 70 plus 32. That is 102. So to find the final term, we add 102 to 150. So the final term will be 252. And also this is the n cube plus n pattern. N cube plus n square, sorry. So you can see this, the first term is 1 cube plus 1 square. The second term is 2 cube plus 2 square. The reason I have mentioned the differences concept is because it is easy to understand and you can write in exam so easily. Yes, so 252 is the answer for this one. Eighty. Forty 57. Okay, so there was one more question that was asked by one of your friends. So let's just check again. So we'll check what is the difference over here. That is 2. And then later what is the difference over here? This is 7. And here it is 40. And here it is 57. So now and now we'll check the difference between this 5 and here it is 17. So now this is again I feel is a cubic series. Cube minus 1. So we have to find. Can I know what are the options for this, please, Mr. Sri Charan? Is Sri Charan there? Can you share the options, please? It is better with option verification because either you'll be finding a similar pattern like this of with a second set of difference. Okay, 24. Let's start trying with 24 at first. Okay, so the difference between these two terms is 15, and then the difference between these two terms is 26. 24 and 50 is 26. Now let's come to this. This is 8, the second set of difference, and this is 11, and this is 14. So I think we found a pattern over here with this. Like you can see, all of them are plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14, and 14 plus 3 is 17. So the answer for this is option 1, that is 24. As I have mentioned, the option verification is one of the best methods. If you find there is some product, then it is fine. But for the difference, you will have to use the option verification. You can't directly go. But if, as I mentioned, even this is some cubic, might be n cube something plus n square or of that some of that kind. So any more questions? So this is again a first set of difference and second set of difference question. The initial question that was given was 0, 2, 9, 50, 90 and 147 with a term missing between 9 and 50. So what I have done is I have gone option by option. So I have first started with option 1, that is 24. So I have first found the first set of differences. So 2 minus 0 is 2, 9 minus 2 is 7, and then later 24 minus 9 is 15, and in that way I have just made use of the first option. And I have found that there is some logic that is coming after the second set of difference, that is they are finding a same pattern, that is 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, 11 plus 3 is 14, and 14 plus 3 is 17. So you are getting a logic over here. So this will be the correct answer for this one. Okay, there was some. Okay, so this question, it is easy. Go over that. This is multiplication. So this is, you are just multiplying every term with 5. So this is into 5. This is again into 5. Again over here also it is into 5. So this term has to be 50 into 5. That is 250. 250 has to be the term over here. Okay, Mr. Srinivas, please share the question. Please, I might have the question might have gone before. This question, Srinivas, can you share the question again, please? Okay, this was your question. So, also in this exercise, there is one more thing important that you have to check the alternate numbers. So, in this, just check the alternate numbers. 17 minus 14 is 3, minus 3, and 14 minus 3 is 11, and 11 minus 3 is 8. So, similarly, here 16 minus 4 is 12, 12 minus 4 is 8. Now you have to check what is the next minus 4 term. So to 8 minus 4, it will be plus 4. This will be the answer for this question. Priya, this question was discussed before, that is 127. The answer is 147 for this one because we have used the help of options and found that there is some logic, that is each force, between each force there is a common element, that is plus 8 difference over here and a plus 6 difference over here. So we found that 147 will be the best option among all of that are present. Okay, there is one more question that is asked regarding this syllogisms. Let's try. Okay, so let's start with the primary diagram first. That is given that all carrots are birds. And then some telephones are carrots. This is telephones. And it says there is one more inside. So this is bed sheets. Okay, so this is telephones. So the primary diagram is clear to everyone. Any doubts? So now let's come statement by statement. What does it say? The first statement says, since all of them are positive statements itself, we don't need any help of a secondary diagram or anything. So we'll just make the conclusions based on the primary diagram itself. So you can see all of them are positive itself. There is no or not in it. So first it says all bed sheets are birds. You can see that bed sheets and birds, they don't have any link between. So the first statement is false. There is again no contact between birds. This is birds completely till here. This is bed sheets. So even in this case, there is no contact between them. This is false again. Now, what does it say? It says some birds are telephones. You can see that this part is having a contact with birds. So the third statement is true. Now, fourth statement, all telephones are birds. This statement is again false because you can see that this part of telephones is not birds. Okay, so the answer for this is only conclusion 3 follows. Okay, is it clear, Mahesh? Okay, any more questions? So no questions from anyone? Okay, then I'll just give a brief. As I have mentioned, syllogisms is an important topic, and sometimes conclusion of it, like what are all the important things that you have to learn in that. And I'll show the primary diagrams of some of them, and you can understand. Yes, I'll explain everything in either or topic also. I'll have some water and come. Okay, so I'll start discussing this. I'll first show you the flowchart that I have shown you before too. So this is what we have discussed. We'll first have the come to the statement that is given. We'll first check if the statement is a positive or a negative. As I have mentioned, a positive statement is the one which do not contain the terms like no and not. So it is a positive statement like some or ARB and all ARB. You can even find only few ARB. All these are positive statements. And negative statements are the ones where you'll find the things called no and some or not. No and some or not. So in this case, for the positive statement, you have to just make the conclusion based on the primary diagram. Like I have mentioned, a primary diagram is the one which has minimum intersection. Like you can see, we have discussed before what are primary diagrams. So you can see why we didn't have any intersection over here. And we had this because for a primary diagram, all ARB and some BRC, we can even draw this way, but this becomes a secondary diagram. As I have written the text over here, this is the main rule or what we draw for the primary diagram. So for that rule to have minimum intersection, we don't have the intersection between A and C for this. So based on this primary diagram, we make the result or the conclusion for positive statements. You shouldn't go anywhere or check the secondary diagram for the positive statements. You have to just follow the primary diagram itself. But the issue only comes with the negative statements. In the negative statements, you will first check the conclusion if it is true or false based on the primary diagram that we have drawn. So this is what this statement says. So and then if there are two cases in this, if it is true and if the conclusion is false. If the conclusion is false based on the primary diagram, it remains false. You don't have to go anywhere or check anything. It will be the same. It will remain same as false. The case where there is we have to check if it is true is if the conclusion is true. If the conclusion is true based on the primary diagram, we next check the opposite of the statement. That is, I have mentioned before. That is, these are the positive statements and the negative statements, and these are the opposites too. Like for some ARB, no ARB is the opposite, and all ARB, some AR not B is the opposite. So you can see it over here too. So now for no ARB, the opposite statement will be some ARC. That is, I have written the statement as no ARC over here. So we check this. We check the opposite statement if it is true or not based on the secondary diagram. As I have mentioned, we move this C2 over here and make sure this is a secondary diagram. We can have as much intersection as possible, but we must follow the statements that were given below. That is these two statements that are given. That is all ARB and some BRC must follow at all cases that you are going to draw. So if you get this statement as true, and there is a opposite of no. So if this statement comes true based on the second statement as true, then the statement no ARC becomes false. And similarly, if there is no case possible where this opposite statement is true, that is, if the opposite statement becomes false in all the cases that are possible for you, in that case, you're going to have this no ARC as true. So So now the either or case is one of the subsection of this one. Where does it come is now let's say you have this statement, this positive statement, you get it as false. Like you can see over here, I'll show the either or case. Okay, this is the either or case. Okay, this is what was there. Some ARB and some BRC is the initial statement that is there. So A, B, C, this is what is going to be the primary diagram that we are going to have at start. So what is the statement one? It says some ARC. It is a positive statement. As we have checked, we come one by one from the flow chart that we have seen before. So it is a positive statement. Summary diagram say there is no intersection between A and C. So this statement becomes false. So this is fine. Now let's come to statement 2. No ARC. No, it contains no. So it is a negative statement. And now first we check it based on the primary diagram. A and C, there is no intersection and there is no common point anywhere. So this statement is true, but based on the primary diagram. Next or the contradictory statement. The opposite statement for no ARC is some ARC. Now, in this primary diagram, I have just made a change that I have brought this C that is over here to over here. That was before over here to here. So that I can get a small intersection between A and C. So I proved that the opposite statement or the contradictory statement is true. This statement is true based on on secondary diagram. Okay, this we have proved this statement is true based on secondary diagram. If the opposite statement or the contradictory statement becomes true in any case, the opposite, that is the negative, no ARC should be false. Since this true and these two are opposite, this sum and no opposite, these are opposite terms, that is, so if this is true, this has to be false. Now what do we get? This is false and this also false. Now check the statements. What are the statements? The first statement is some ARC. Second statement is no ARC. Aren't these two statements opposite? Yes, these two are again opposite, you can see. So, can two opposite statements have same values? No, if one statement is true, the other has to be false. So, in this case, where you have opposite statements, where you have opposite statements, and both of them turn out to be false. Both of them turn out to be false. In this case, we use either or, because in this case at least one of them has to be followed, as they are opposite, at least one of them has to be true. So in this case we use either or. Is it clear? Yes, if both are false, then it is either or. There won't be any other case. You won't get both of them as true. That case is not possible. And there is one more case where you get the positive statement as true directly. In that case, you won't be getting the either or case. If both of them are false, in that case, I'll write it as a truth table similar to what you might have seen in and or. So if this is a positive statement and this is negative statement, if both of them are false, this is false and this is false. In this case, you are going to use the either or. Okay, the both true case is not possible, and in this case, this is true. The second case, let's come to the second case, and this is false. In this case, what does it say? It says the positive statement follows, positive conclusion follows. Here, this statement is either positive or negative conclusion follows. Okay, so there is one more case where you can have this too. That is, sum will be false, the positive statement will be false, and the negative statement will be true. In this case, the answer is the negative conclusion follows. Okay, the either or case is just a sub case where you have positive statements, both of them turn out to be false. That case is not at all possible, because if there are opposite, there has to be at least one of them has to be true. Okay, so this is what either or case is. Okay, so is it clear to the one who has asked regarding this? Any more questions? Okay, so one of your friend has asked a question on the alphabets and so let's just start trying it. So this is what is the question given. Now let's first write what is logic logic, and the relation that is given to is A, G, E, M, and J. Okay, so what I now do is just change the order of the logic term. That is, I'll reverse it. CIGO, and I'll just copy this over here. And you can see that there is a just two-letter gap between the one letter gap. That is, there is only one term between these two. There is B over here, and G, there is H, E, F, G, M, N, O. There is only one letter between them. That is, you are just doing a plus two, or you can write this is letter, the letter is 1 and C is 3. So you are just doing a plus 2 for every term. So now you're first going to take CLERK. We'll first reverse it from CLERK to KRE. Okay, so and then L and C. Now from this to the final answer, what do we have to do? We have to do minus 2. Actually, from bottom to the top, we are checking plus 2. So we have to subtract minus 2. So what will be the term before I? Okay, and then P, C, J, A. So this will be the answer for clerk. As I have mentioned, we first reverse the that is given logic. We have reversed it to CIGOL, and we have found that there is a logic with the reverse order. That is, CIGOL is from bottom to the top. It is a plus 2. So I have done the same with clerk. I have reversed the letters KRELC, and then I have applied the same logic that is over here. So IPCJA is the answer. Okay, so any more questions? Okay, I'll explain it again. This is, you have logic first. This is what is given to you. What I did is I have reversed the terms. That is, I have rewritten it in the opposite way. That is, from this way, CIGOL. Okay, I have first rewritten it in the opposite. I have just reversed it. Now, what is given for logic? It is given as AGEMJ. So I'll just write the numbers down for C. C is 3, G is 7, I is 9, O is 15, I guess. O is 15, L is 13. L is 12. Sorry. So now A is 1 and G is 7, E is 5, M is 13, J is 10. This is the final. Now you can see that for every term, it is a minus 2. 2 is 7, 7 minus 2 is 5, 15 minus 2 is 13, 12 minus 2 is 10. So the logic here is we first reverse the letters, that is from start to bottom, we change it to the back to the start, and then we minus 2 in each term. So that is what I have done. I have first took clerk, I have reversed L and C. And then what we have found, it is found that it is a minus 2 logic from here to here. So what is K? K is 11. Next, R. R is 18. E is 5. L is 15. C is 3. Now if you do minus 1, for I it has to be 8. So 8 will be I. 11, sorry, 11 minus 2, it is 9. So for 9, it is I. And then next, 18 minus 2 is 16. So 16 is P. Next, 5 minus 2 is 3. So 3 is 13. 13 is, okay. Sorry, L is 12, not 15. So 12 minus 2 is 10. Okay, I'll erase it, right? So it has to be J. And for C, it is 3. 3 minus 2, it is 1. So A will be 1. So in this case, in this logic, we have first found it is reverse, and then we found the logic for what is the logic over there. So is it clear now? So any more questions? As I have mentioned regarding CT, the tip I give is try solving the puzzles at the end and don't waste your time on doing the complete configuration. First check the question and then go after it. Like if you are directly given some information in the question, and sometimes they'll ask questions directly, as I have mentioned. There is one question which says in the passage they have given that Gabriel likes green color. And they have again asked the question as what is the favorite color of Gabriel. So please check the question once. Don't try doing the complete configuration. Okay, so any more questions? First, I suggest you to attempt AR in this because you'll mostly having the visual reasoning, and even the odd ones out you will be easy to solve. But CT later, as I have mentioned, in CT you should first start with the implicit statements and those that I have discussed. The statements or arguments are strong or not, and the assumptions that are made, and flowchart, then the syllogisms, and then the passages. Okay, any more questions? So if there are no questions, or if some of you, the session is done for now. If no one has any doubts, you can leave. If you have any doubts, you are free to ask in the chat box. Okay, then. So I think none of you have any doubts. All the best for your exam, and thanks for all your patience with me. And I hope you have learned some new topics regarding syllogisms and everything. So all the best for your exam. There is nothing regarding the most repeated options in the question paper that I have shown you. Sorry. PDFs, I have shown you all the questions, and so I don't think that will be much of a issue. Like it depends in some exams you can find there is some pattern like there are most A's or most B's, then just go with the flow. Sometimes you find that let's say in CT you will be getting most number of A's, then just go with A in that case. If you have no time, else you try solving it and then go. You won't be getting the seating arrangement questions, so don't worry. Even if you get, they'll be very easy. Like no, I don't have any suggestion regarding that. Sorry, I. Okay then. Thank you everyone. I feel the session that was done today was helpful to all of you to revise all the stuff that was done by me and the other trainers that have taken before. So